What's up, Cardfighters? Clark here from Vanguard Central, coming at you with an updated Pale Moon Harri deck profile.
Stand up, Vanguard!
Getting to our starter, we have Cat Knight in high boots. So his skill is when another unit is placed on the Vanguard Circle, so your stride or another 3, you can call it to rear and put it back into the soul at the end of the turn. And then it's basically like Periton, where you can call another unit from your soul and then put it back in there, but it doesn't have to be in the same column. So that's why Cat Knight in high boots is the best, because he generates field without you having to drop from your hand. Our grade 3, we have our main star of the deck, Mass Magician Harri. So main thing we use him for is his G Stride, which is CB1, Soul Charge 1, choose a card from your soul, call it to rear, and it gets plus 5k. Then our other 3 is, we have 3, Artilleryman. I feel like the deck doesn't have a lot of control, so Artilleryman brings that control aspect, dealing with decks such as Dimension Police, Link Joker, or Angel Feather, any decks that have really good back row. So Artilleryman brings us that control. Then we have 1 Flying Manticore. I only use 1 because of the on-ride. It's come in handy a number of times. Otherwise, I always switch back into Harri, or just that +1 to my hand is really good. Onto our grade 2s, we have 4 Darkside Princess for that plus 5k boost and move into soul. So she's really good when she's in the soul because she just puts on all that pressure with that free 5k. Then we have 4 Flying Periton to generate field as quickly as possible. You soul charge 1 and put the unit that you call from your soul into the same column. So just a column builder. Then I have 3 Card Dealer Jacqueline for that multi-attack, or if I want to have another unit on the field next turn, I can just use its ability, and then that card will stay there. It won't go back into soul because of her ability. Next, we have 4 Masquerade Bunny for that Harri search and for striding, since striding is very important. Then I have 4 QD Paratrooper. She works really well with Harri, and her skill is when it's placed on rearguard due to the effect of your Magia ability, you can soul charge 1 and choose a card from your soul, put in the same column, and that unit gets plus 5k. So really good. You can call her out with Harri's skill, give her plus 5k, and then call out another unit and give that card plus 5k. So it's basically 10 to the column for free. So Paratrooper at 4 is really good because that's the card you want to ride. Then for now, I have 1 Intensely Sweet Clown. So when it's placed from soul to rearguard, it gains plus 5. It'll probably switch to a purple trapezes. I mean, I'd rather run 2, but the plus 5 isn't bad because sometimes it'll randomly show up and it'll be great. But purple trapezes is mainly in there for the shadow match, since his deck does lose to shadow quite a bit. So purple trapezes to create permanent units from the hand or from the soul. And lastly, for our Sentinel, we have 4 Hoopmaster. So I chose Hoopmaster because of the plays you can make on defense, just dealing with a lot of decks that have high-powered rearguards. Hoopmaster can change that, as when it's placed on rearguard, there's a card named Hoopmaster in your drop zone. You soul charge 1, choose up to 1 card from your soul, call it to the rear in front row, and it gets plus 5k to the shield and intercept. So you can call a trigger, and it becomes a 15k shield immediately for your defensive plays. So that's why I like Hoopmaster. Helps me tempo the games out a lot more instead of just burning through my CB if I were using unflipping PGs. On to our triggers. 4 heal, 1 Popcorn Boy, and 3 Tender Breeder. Then I play very aggressive 12 crit, 4 being Poison Juggler, and the other 4 being Dark Side Swordmaster for that extra draw. Onto my stride zone, I run 1 Sea Breeze to unlock those GB effects early. Then I run only 1 Dreamy Axle Millward. I know it's like a little weird because normally a lot of other decks run 4, but I mean, you'll see why later. I only like him at 1, or her, sorry, at 1 because the Soul Blast is like okay in the +4, but I don't really have space right now for extras, and I'm really liking the way my build is right now. So Dreamly Axel Millward is only at 1, but later on I'll try 4. Otherwise, I run 2 Dragon Masquerade Harri for the multi-attack and for the field control type plays that I could do, and for the name I run. The field control is mainly just to stop opponents from having really good, from decent field, so they put that into their soul when you have a full field. And the multi-attacks is for when I know there's a PG, or I just want to have a really aggressive play at that point in time. Then the space that I have taken for Dreamy Axle is 4 Jester Demonic Dragon, Lunatic Dragon. It's a free crit basically at GB3, and everything that comes out of the soul gains +2. So you just use Harri once, something gets +7, and everything else chains off from that. With the crit pressure, I think that's fantastic, and the numbers are already good from the deck, so it's nothing I'm really concerned about. I just really enjoy the crit pressure that it puts on the opponent. Then, to activate GB2 early, I have Curtain Call Mephisto, which gives +1k for every copy, and for each face-up Magia, you can unflip any of your G-Zone units, and then you can call, 1? If there's 2 with Magia, you can call 1, or if there's 4, you can call 2, and then they can get +5. So, I mean, that's really awesome. But the Mephisto really does fix a lot of numbers early in the game, and it does unlock GB2. So Mephisto at 4 is really, really good. Onto our G Guardians, I run 2 of the pink Chainsaw Megatrick Furnival. Gains +5 whenever you put a grade 1 or greater into your soul. You search top 3 and then put the other 2 at the bottom. But really consistent, really, really good. And the art is awesome. So hopefully we'll see what other G Guardians Pale Moon will get in the future. Otherwise, the other 2 are 1 Metal Element Screw for the +10k. Hand size isn't a big deal if you keep using the Dark Side Swordmaster, so that's why there's not many draws, so you can afford to ditch to get the +10. And 1 Dark Element Dismal, just in case you leave a rear guard out and you want to protect it, so Dismal's in there for that. For DP, Toggle Link, anything controlling that Dismal will help out in. I hope you enjoyed the video. Comment down below if you have any questions or anything you would like to add to the deck that could make it better. Otherwise, Pale Moon is very underrated. I can't wait to see what they add from set 8. So just stay tuned for that. Vanguard Central out.